Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 with Zebu Nation. We're here, of course, FC Cincinnati in the 2021 MLS regular season, and today is our mid-season review. Let's take a look at the competitions. We are second in the Eastern Conference after 17 games. We got 10 wins, 5 draws, 2 losses, plus 14 goal differential. 35 points on the season, just 2 points back of Atlanta. And we're also the top 2 teams in the Supporters Shield. So it's Eastern Conference battle right now, although LAFC is sort of nipping at our heels with 34 points. Seattle, DC, New York City. So it's a pretty healthy competition this year for the Supporters Shield. No one team is just kind of running away with it, at least not currently at mid-season. So we've played well. The league is going strong. So let's take a look real quick at some stats. Got a lot to run through this episode, so I'm going to try to get through things kind of quickly so that we don't have like an hour-long episode. But anyway, team stats, let's get to it. Most important of all, scoring goals. New York City is on top with 34 goals. Although they do have 2 more games than we do. We are in second place with 33 goals. So, depending on how you look at it, you could say we're in top of the league because we've got slightly more goals per game than they do, although they've got more goals overall. Anyway, San Jose and LA are next up with 32 goals, so it's a lot of goals being scored this season. That's pretty good. A lot of teams averaging close to 2 goals a game. Now, most headers completed, it's not a great, important stat, but Atlanta United is up there, 65%. We are not on the list, so our headers are down a bit this year. I don't really know what that says about our team. Maybe we have been letting in a few aerial goals this year. Maybe, we got some young guys on the back line. We don't necessarily have any, 6'5" monsters back there, so maybe that is a weakness in our team. I don't know. Possession is also, if not a weakness, it's not a strength. Montreal is on top with 59% of their passes, or 59% average possession, I should say. San Jose, Atlanta, Houston. So a lot of typical offensive teams up there. Colorado with some possession at 53%. So everybody in the top 8 is above 50%, as you would expect. Tackles, we're 4th in the league in tackles, 88%. You do like that aggressive pressing style, so it's good to see that reflected here in the stats. In 17 matches, we have 241 tackles, which is decent, but nothing compared to the likes of NYC and DC United, Minnesota, all with over 320, close to 330 tackles apiece. So that's a lot of tackling going on out there. But we are 4th in terms of, I guess, our efficiency, tackling efficiency, maybe you could call that. Anyway, I think that's a good stat for us. That helps our defense when we're tackling because of the style that we play. Anyway, more important than any of that, other than most goals scored, is least conceded. Atlanta is number 1 with only 12 conceded in 17 matches, so less than a goal a game. We are 5th in the league, but 19 goals in 17 matches isn't great. I mean, it's not terrible, but it is over a goal a game. That's not terrific, but it is good enough when you look at our offense. So we're scoring just under 2 goals a game, allowing just over 1 goal a game. That adds up to winning more games than you're losing. At least it should. Anyway, Columbus is up there, DC United, LAFC. So you can see why some of these teams are at the top. New York City is not up here. So they're winning on offense and maybe not necessarily on defense. Shutouts. We're tied for 6th in the league with 6 shutouts. So that's an interesting stat to look at. So that means in, let's see, in 11 games, we've allowed 19 goals. So that's not good. That's, less than stellar. So when teams do score on us, they usually score multiple goals. So we got to work on that. We got to lower our goals allowed. And I don't exactly know how I do that. Maybe take the foot off the gas a little bit more when we get a lead or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe get some better defenders. That would help, or just wait for our younger defenders to develop. That's probably what I'll do. But it's fun to think about what you could possibly do. I mean, you might suggest to change the defense, but nah, that's not my style. Anyway, fouls. We're not fouling, so that's good. That's a change from recent seasons. We're able to tackle efficiently, but not gouge the other team. New York City, on the other hand, has done the opposite. They are 286 fouls on the season. That seems a lot. 7 red cards. Ouch. That is a tremendous amount of red cards going on there. We apparently don't have any red cards, at least none to speak of, on this list. So good for us, bad for New York. That's a lot of red cards. 22 yellow cards isn't great either. I mean, some of these other teams, Minnesota, Real Salt Lake, 36 yellow cards. That's a lot. All right. Possession. We're not on the possession list. Haven't been really focusing on possession this year. I think we focused on possession a little more last year, but this season, definitely not so much. We're content to hit those early crosses and try to get the ball to our big target men and score some goals that way. It seems to work in terms of the goal scoring, so I guess there's no real need to change that, at least not at the moment. Most crosses completed. Speaking of early crosses, look at this. First in the league. Only 15%, but that's really about as much as you can expect in MLS is 15%. That's usually top of the league, and it's top of the league, just about everybody. The top 6 all hitting 15%. So I don't really know what the difference here is. It's not goals. It's not crosses completed. Matches. I mean, it must be some small percentage points that's differentiating us, because we're not tied with anybody. So we are slightly ahead of everybody else. Like, this is a hard one to understand. Like, I don't know what the ratio is. Is it just, 107 crosses completed is 15% of all the crosses that we've sent in? That seems like a lot of crosses, but who knows? Anyway, it's good to be on top. 15%, like I said, is a good barometer for where you should be. Hitting the target, disappointed in this. Seattle up top at 52%, and we are nowhere on the list to be seen. We can expand this list a little bit. 12th in the league, 46%. It's not terrible. 135 shots. Right? 135 shots on target. So double that is how many we've missed. Not great. We need to improve that. But I don't really know how we do that. I mean, we pretty much score a lot of our goals shooting the ball. Just let it rip from the semicircle and it goes in. So if we have to take a lot of shots to make a lot of goals, I guess I'm okay with that. It's sort of how things are working out in FM19. That long shots work, long shots generate goals. So you might as well keep on shooting. Of course, the final stat that we always like to look at is attendance, average attendance, maybe. There we go. Atlanta United up top, of course, with their giant brand new stadium, 44,000. Seattle second, right behind them, 43,000. So Atlanta United, their attendance has dropped off a little. I mean, they've got 60, 70,000 seat stadium, so they could have more. Whereas Seattle is pretty much at their top. I think their stadium is like 44 or 45,000. NYC is up there. That's a good showing for them. Orlando, also very good showing for them. 94% capacity for Orlando City. That's outstanding. In recent seasons, their attendance has been waning, so that's good. Toronto, the same thing. Portland, even though they're not having a great season, 86% is pretty good. Toronto still only, they do have a huge stadium there in Toronto, so that's it's always a little bit misleading. It's the word I was looking for. It's always a little bit misleading, but at only 67% capacity. Can we look at average attendance by capacity? Let's see where we at for that. Sporting KC up top. One of the smaller stadiums in the league, 95%. Average attendance, 17,000. So they probably have like an 18,000 seat stadium up there in Sporting KC. They could maybe do with a bit of an upgrade. Same with LAFC, 94% at 20,000. Same with Orlando City. Maybe Orlando should hold off on expansion, but still, that's a great number. We're 7th in capacity as well, 86%, 21,580 is our average. We've been getting around that, 21, 22, pretty steadily. No sellouts. Look at that. Not a single sellout. Colorado's leading the league with 2 sellouts. That's not great for the league. Our stadium capacity right now is outweighing our attendance by far. But that's sort of the nature of the beast at the moment. So that's quick look at team stats. We can also take a quick look at player stats. See who's at the top of the league. Raul Jimenez, or Jimenez, however you want to pronounce that, for Minnesota. 10 goals on the season. Akam right behind him with 9. Torres, Ola Kamara with 9. We don't have anybody in the top 8. Most assists, Sonora. We knew he was a playmaker this season. He's 3rd in the league, 6 assists. Lima Smolov for Atlanta United, 7 assists. Where's he? Is he on the goal-scoring list? He's not on the goal-scoring list, so he's setting up more than he's scoring right now in Atlanta. Romeo for Philadelphia. Ibarra for Minnesota. So I thought Minnesota had 2 people on the list, but that is not the case. They have a goal scorer, right? Yeah, so they have Jimenez, top goal scorer, and then Ibarra, not top, but one of the top assist men. So that's a good combination. Areola for DC United's up there. Most distance traveled, of course. Crispum is up there. Akechi is up there. Our midfielders run around like crazy. And definitely shows here. 8.45 miles for Crispum. 8.19 miles for Akechi. No wonder he gets tired all the time. Key tackles. Reginaldo, another Minnesota player up there. So Minnesota's got a lot of good individual performances. Can they put it together for some wins? We'll see. Least conceded, Stefan. Interesting. Only 9 allowed. So Stefan's been in and out of the lineup. I guess that's the change we need to make. We've figured it out. The defensive change we need to make is just play Zach Stefan more. He's been in and out of the lineup due to our schedule, playing in Champions League and stuff like that. So he'll be in the lineup pretty much 100% from here on out. So hopefully that will increase our defense, and then problem solved, basically. Of course, Kiko still holding on at the top of the league, only 9 goals allowed. And Kiko and Stefan are top of the league by a long shot. Next up is Jesse Gonzalez, playing for DC at the moment. 16 goals allowed. Tied with Sean Johnson. So we are definitely the best 2 goalkeepers, without a doubt. Most shutouts, Sean Johnson with 9 shutouts. That's interesting. 9 shutouts, 16 goals allowed. Interesting. Kiko is second with 8 shutouts. That makes sense. We're not on the list for shutouts, so it's like, how many appearances for Stefan? 10 appearances, 9 goals allowed, so not a lot of room there for shutouts. Dribbles per match, who cares? Most tackles per match, sort of skipped over that. Pelosi for Chicago. Piet for Montreal. Kellen Acosta. Some names up there you'd think about. Remedi for Atlanta United. Yeah. Familiar names. Most key passes. Sonora, of course, the playmaker. 76%, not 26%. That would be pretty bad. Even 76% isn't a great passing percentage. Is this just passes? Pass completion ratio. Not necessarily straight percentage. It's some sort of ratio. Okay, 22 key passes on the season. 31 for Andre Horta of LAFC. Ladero's up there. Woo. Daniel Zinho for an NYCFC. Okay. Best at hitting the target. That's interesting. Kiri Shelton, 75%. 7 appearances, no goals. So that's sort of a fake stat up there. And Adi's on the list at 8. So we got 2 players on the shots on target list, but our team as a whole isn't on the top 8. So that doesn't say a lot for the rest of the team, other than our midfielders take a lot of shots. Let's put it that way. There are some other familiar names up here, though. Zardes, Jackson Amel from Montreal Impact, Josie Altidore, Toronto FC, Rudiez from Seattle. We figured he'd be up there, 72%. So, it's been a pretty good season. Red cards, Richie Salvador and Felipe are both on the list, but I think we found the problem for NYC. Stian Rode Gregerson, 4 red cards. Norwegian, hot-headed, 16 aggression, 16 bravery, 10 decision-making. That might add up to a lot of problems. 15 work rate, too. So he runs around like a crazy man and gets yellow cards. I guess that makes sense. I mean, gets red cards, not just yellow, gets red. All right, so that's enough stats. Schedule-wise, not a lot has happened since last game. Yeah, we watched these 2 games, right? Seattle and RSL. We played one U.S. Cup game, 3-1 victory over Penn FC. Had a lot of reserves in there. We're over here. Hembut at striker. Przbilko playing at left wing again. Got man of the match for 2 goals. Youngs, the rookie, getting really his first true start. He's improving a little bit, but not a lot at the moment. The shadow striker working on his physicality at the moment. Crispum, Alashe, Arce Jr., Clute, Glad, Lee, Blackman, Hudson. We can watch the goals for fun. 17 shots, 9 on target. So, I mean, a little better than 50% right there. That should count for something, right? No. 56% possession. I mean, our cup competition stats probably look really good. Here's Crispin. We had him playing at right wing. He sends one across Przbilko over 2 defenders. Just bashes it in the back of the net. And here we are, still first half. Crispin again down that right-hand side. Sends it to Przbilko again. Chests it down to himself. Nifty finish on the short side. So that's an unlikely combination. Here's Crispin again down the right-hand side. This time he sends one across. Przbilko heads it back to the rookie Youngs, who gets his first goal. Cartwheel celebration. So again, Crispin, the playmaker out there on the right. We got just a wealth of wings. And here is the consolation goal by McBean. Mr. Bean gets their consolation goal for Penn FC. Of course, we had Hudson in goal, so he had a 6.9 rating. He's played in most of our cup games, or at least our U.S. Cup and sort of early rounds in the Champions League. But yeah, it's a good game. Move on to the quarterfinals. Is that what's up next? Yeah. So we don't. Oh yeah, we play Philadelphia. I didn't think we had our opponent yet. It's Dallas who hasn't played their game. So we do play Philadelphia in the quarterfinals. Probably, I don't know, show that game maybe or wait till the semifinals. We'll see. Right now, we're gonna focus on MLS because that's really what we need to do. So today we got a couple of games. We got San Jose and LAFC. The West Coast swing is still in full effect. 3 more games on the West Coast before we finally get into the meat of the Eastern Conference season. It's all Eastern Conference from here on out until the final game of the season where we play Portland. So, San Jose, LAFC, where are they at these days? Let's see, Major League Soccer. LAFC, top of the Western Conference. San Jose, 6th in playoff position, so should be 2 tough games. San Jose, LAFC. I guess we could look at transfer activity. No, it doesn't sort by date, so that's not great. It would be too difficult to look at that, I think. Trades. Can we look at trades, maybe? Trades by date? No. Oh, yeah, there we go. 5/28. So, yeah, just last month. Minnesota to New York sent Super Draft 4th round pick and an international slot for Nelino Tapia, 30-year-old left back. Okay, not that exciting. Sporting Kansas City, a lot of draft picks getting traded around. McNair, Tiola. Players for draft picks. Interesting. There's Jose getting traded around yet again. This guy he's played for 1 million teams. Portland, Vancouver, Sporting KC, FC Dallas, Houston. So since he played for us, 1, 2, 3, he's played for 5 different teams. And before us, he played for 3 different teams. So he has moved around quite a bit. Bessler's getting traded around. Akugo's getting traded around to Montreal for a lot of picks for players. Don't see that very often. Interesting. You know, it seems like anytime we try to trade a pick for a player, the computer teams say no way, but maybe they've figured it out amongst themselves. Anyway, we got a little bit of time here. I got to change my tactics and stuff. Yeah, I forgot about this. We got our cup team in there, so we got to change this around a little bit. Let's see, starters, does that work? Mostly. Nuhu is still on international duty, so we'll get him out of there. Przbilko, I'm not sure we necessarily need him at left wing. We still have DeVries. We can bring DeVries in. Przbilko on the bench. Sounds fine. We need a left back. We do need a left back. We have been playing Jared Stevenson, and he continues to improve. Look at this guy. His physicality keeps going up. He's already a beast at left back. No-nonsense sort of dude. His tackling's up to 11, marking up to 10. This guy keeps getting better. If he keeps going at this rate, he might actually reach that dark star, 3rd star of potential. That would be something I haven't seen before, where a guy looks like he's capped out, and then he continues to improve. I mean, he is still young. He's still only 20 years old. You know, so maybe our scouts have this guy wrong. Maybe he's pegged, they need to reevaluate this young man. He's just getting better. We'll see if he can continue to improve, with a little bit of playing time. That would be cool. All right, so hand that over to the assistant coach. Let's go. I watched another few MLS games this week. Of course, the big game. Cincinnati got their big home win. That was outstanding. Look at that, Jared Stevenson. 9.6 in training. Very pleased with your recent performance. It's Adi. Very disappointed. Yeah, so FC Cincinnati, I mean, they made the lineup change that I kind of pointed out. Get Corbin Bone off the field. I don't think he was even in the reserves in that game. Possibly, but he definitely wasn't on the field. And they also made a goalkeeper change. They brought back in their keeper who played with them in the lower division. So that was an interesting change. They went out. They got this guy from, was he Switzerland, something like that, who hasn't played in like 2 years. And funny enough, he wasn't playing great. So they brought in the guy who's been with them, and he played tremendously. So I don't know. They might stick with him. We'll see. This coach likes to mess with lineups. So we'll see if that continues. Anyway, Cincinnati, 7-4 favorites. Excellent form. Undefeated in our last 5. We've beaten San Jose 4 of the last 5 times we've played. We've got Nuhu out on international. They've got a few problems. Kashvili out. Juan Agudelo possibly out. So they might be limping into this game. 21,000 out of 25. That's pretty good. Almost 22. So a little bit of a boost over our average, but not much. 89 degrees and breezy, so it's a little bit hot out. George Gonzalez, 3.4 yellow cards per match. San Jose's biggest strength is tackling. We've got to watch that. Might want to boot the ball downfield. Okay, so let me make sure we got the right team in there. It looks pretty okay. On the bench looks okay as well. So we'll submit that and keep going. Let's see what else. I watched the LA Galaxy game, and they actually looked a little better without 2 of their big stars. Alessandrini was not there. And, of course, the big man was not there. I'm blanking on his name. I want to call him Zidane. Zlatan. There it is. Anyway, you saw our lineup. Stefan Stevenson, the man with the bad haircut. Wilson, Richards, Aguirre, Alashi, Akechi, DeVries, Crispum, Sonora, Adi. They're also going with a 3-4-2-3-1. I'm thinking about too many things at once. Jungwirth is their captain and leading assist man. What's he got going on here? 5 assists, 7.04 rating, so we got to watch out for him. Godoy in the midfield. Agudelo, he is going to try to play. 9 goals, top goal scorer. Jay Cross, some sort of regen here. Let's take a look at Mr. Cross. 18-year-old striker, poacher, 16 finishing, 13 pace, 13 strength, 15 heading. This guy he's a goal scorer, that's for sure. Where'd he come from? He came from the Earthquake Academy. So, homegrown kid getting the start today at striker. We'll see if he's going to score a bunch of goals against us. That wouldn't be a big shock. Opposing opposition instructions. Do not hit the Ask Assistant button. That is no good. Just going to close down on Fuentes. Press Fuentes, that is. Other than that, we're looking good. Kickoff. Play. Let's go. All right. Big home game. So, yeah, the Galaxy looked pretty good. Oh, yeah, we're playing against our former player, Tilt, guy we were forced to trade because we just had too many central defenders, honestly. He's still a good player, still a very good player. So he's going to be tough to score against him. Valued at $1.4 million, got a new $247,000 contract, so he should be happy. My recording schedule has been interrupted lately. Here's Aguirre with a throw-in. Agudelo wins it. Fuentes. Cross, the youngster, is going to take on our whole defense all by himself. Tackled by Wilson. Stevenson bombs it ahead to Adi. This is going to be one of those long highlights. Jungwirth turns it over to DeVries. Good pass to Akechi. Back to DeVries. Triple covered. Sends it in. Stevenson on the rebound. It's going to fall to Akechi. He's going to get to the magic spot. No, he lets Crispum at the magic spot. Shoots it wide. First time we've missed a shot from there in a long time. Say my recording schedule has been messed up lately. My weekends have been a little bit taken up with just events. Nothing major, nothing bad. I went to see Captain Marvel one weekend, and then I podcasted about Captain Marvel, the same day. So that took up the whole day. And then this last weekend was, of course, it's the beginning of March Madness, if you don't know. College basketball, day and night for the next month. So, this weekend was the Big Ten tournament. Michigan State won the Big Ten tournament, so of course I had to watch all 3 days. Now they're moving on to the NCAA tournament, so it's going to be even more games this weekend. And this week, it's one of the best sporting weeks in the calendar. It's just the first week of the Big Ten, or not the Big Ten, the NCAA men's basketball tournament is just great fun. I usually take the week off of work, honestly, and just watch basketball from noon to midnight for like 5-6 days in a row. But can't do that this year. I got projects and stuff at work that I can't just not be there. So that's going to suck. But I'll be able to see the late night games, and that's fine. Although Thursday I might have to find a way to sneak out of work. But we'll see. All right, so that half went by without a lot going on. Analysis. Stevenson's been booked. Yeah, we'll definitely tell him to ease off. Might even sub him out. Encourage our players to play short passing play. Encourage our players to try more long balls. They're a good tackling team, so I'm more inclined to go with the long passes. So, in possession, now we're already slightly more direct. We're already hitting early passes, so that's fine. That is fine. Dressing room, pep talk. Let's be assertive. We're the better team. Keep going. You'll be fine. No. Nobody believes that. All right. Analysis. Stevenson definitely going to back off. And then do we go even more direct? Because we're slightly direct right now. That should be good enough, I think. So Stevenson has that yellow card. They're looking really tired. They must have just played another game. Stevenson is also nervous. We're going to make the early sub. Get him out of there for Clute. No reason to press our luck. Alashi's not playing great. Sonura's not playing great. Adi's not playing great. He's motivated, though, so that's good. A motivated Adi is what we need. So we'll keep him in there. We'll give him a shout and say, demand more. Let's go. Home game. Should be able to do something to these boys. All right. We're going to do the opposite. We're going to back off and go shorter passes. One of our coaches said we should play shorter passes, even though they're a good tackling team, so we'll see. Here we go. Akechi, corner. Sends it in. Ooh, that ball bounced around in front of the net. Wilson gets it. Adi. This shot looks like it was deflected. Yep, we are going to get a corner out of it. Near side next to the Jumbotron. Going to set up the short pass maybe. Nope, DeVries bombs it in. Adi in front of net. Couldn't get it to him. Crispum, though, gets the rebound. Ketchy's going to reset the offense. Back to Crispum. Cross is booted out of there. That was some, that's the best highlights of the game so far. So, that should say a lot about this game. It's been very close to the vest here, both teams. Agudelo has fallen apart, 53%, still 70 minutes. Here's a throw-in deep in enemy territory. Aguirre wins the foot race to the ball, centers to Akechi. He's got Clute, who's out of position. Gets it forward to DeVries. DeVries tackled. That is not going to be much of a counterattack. Unless Wilson fouls it up. He does not. Kloot, the veteran, ranging forward a little bit. Akechi, cross field to Sonora. This is what we want. Sonora sends it in. Adi with the header. He's going to get the rebound. Oh, he taps it out to Sonora. Sonora takes the shot. Not offside. Just going to be a corner. Okay. See if we can win on set pieces here. Akechi. Nope. Not going to do it. There ends the highlight. We are starting to put some pressure on him, though, so that's good. Fabiano and Sands on the defense are looking bad. Gonna have to get those guys out of there. 80 minutes. All right, let's make a sub here. Adi, yellow card. He's motivated, but he's got 6.5 rating. We're going to bring in Przybylko. Is there any other move we could make? No. Nothing that would be helpful. All right. Adi's been booked. Adi's been substituted for. Here's Kloot. Oh, terrible turnover by Kloot on the near side. San Jose starting the counterattack at midfield. Sturgis out wide to Farrell. Still working the ball. Our defense looks solid so far. I don't see anybody sort of ranging free. Everybody's marked. Everybody's covered. 84 minutes. Maybe we can get a turnover here, putting the pressure on him. Przybylko. Seen a lot of goaltender foul-ups this week in various leagues across the world. Maybe we're due. Here's Farrell now getting forward. Almost a turnover. There's a man ranging free. Schuler wide. Midfielder coming up to join the attack. That might be the last highlight of the game. 88 minutes. Ketchy and a Crispum are both exhausted. Here's Sturgis. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Come on. Oh, what a way to lose it. 91 and a half minutes, and they score on a janky free kick. I mean, he looked like he was there. Stefan, he just didn't quite extend himself. Here we go, a minute 30 to go. Corner. Lashy heads it back to Richards. He can't get it. Maguire now chases it down. Is this going to be a long highlight to end the match? Closing in on a minute to go. Bombs it forward for Sonora to Crispum. The counterattack is on. Centers to Akechi. He is wide open. Left foot. Bang in the back of the net. Equalizer with a minute to go in stoppage time. So this game, waited all game long for stuff to happen. Shows it in the extra time. Ketchy just wide open. Bangs it off the keeper. Cesar. Evens it up. Draw at home isn't really what we're looking for. There's a minute overdue now. Kloot sends one across. Headed out, and there's the final whistle. Home draw versus San Jose, not great. Look at that. Scored in the 90 plus 2 and 90 plus 4. 20 shots, only 6 on target. That's problematic. I just talked about it during the stats. Shooting is okay, but they got to get on target or it's not okay. Otherwise, we're just wasting shots. So maybe I should have told them to simply put, not good enough. Maybe I should have told them to work the ball in the box once we saw that it wasn't working. But I don't know. We rescue a late draw, send the assistant. All right. So that wasn't terrific. It broke our wonderful winning streak. Look at that. We had 6-game winning streak snapped. Not a loss, but Not a win either, so only 1 point. Where does that put us in El Competizione? Still 1 point back from Atlanta, and they still got a game to go, so they could go, 4 points up on us here. Anyway, we'll pause it and come back for the big game versus another top team in the Western Conference, LAFC. Going to pause it here now. Pause. Okay, we're back a little early because we've had some interesting happenings and goings-on and shenanigans and whatnots. We've had some various trade and or transfer offers. So first off, Orlando City came in for Patrick Youngs, our rookie first-round draft pick. They came in with a first-round draft pick of their own in the 2024 Super Draft, as well as a third-round pick in said 2024 Super Draft for Youngs. Youngs is a decent player valued at $1 million, but he's got that pace we like. He's got some potential at 21 years old. I mean, do we need him? I don't know. But I didn't feel like more draft picks was the answer. We got a lot of draft picks. 2024 is a long way away. I don't know if we're going to make it that far. So I decided against that one and rejected it. Then we had some interesting transfer goings-on. Something very scary. Zach Steffen. Somebody came in $3.8 million for that's his release clause fee. And he rejected their contract. Like, I didn't even know this was happening. Tijuana came for him. I just got an email saying Steffen had rejected their contract offer. So that's disturbing. We might lose Zach Steffen very soon if we don't renegotiate his contract or something. So that's crazy. And then Fernando Adi. 3 teams have come in for him. 3 separate offers. This is not good, but it's not bad. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this because on the one hand, we haven't yet offered Adi a contract for next season. He's on the last 6 months of his contract. So people could come in and just start offering him contracts. They wouldn't even have to offer a trade or a transfer. So on the one hand, this sort of forces us to either give him a contract or try to let him go for some sort of compensation. Now, he is our team leader, but we haven't looked at our team dynamics in a while, and he's no longer our only team leader. Akechi and DeVries have jumped up there, and they are now also team leaders, so it's not devastating if we lose Adi. Although I think it would, if we do it this point in the season, I think it would cause some grumblings amongst the various players. Even our assistant coach says Adi and Kechi are both approaching the peaks of their careers. We should be looking to retain them and their leadership skills for years to come. Now, Adi is 30 years old. He only has 1 cap for Nigeria. But his skills have started to drop a little bit. He's down to 13 pace. He's down to 14 finishing, 13 heading. He's definitely on the slide. He's down to 3.5 stars. He's still very good. But if we got rid of him, it would pave the way for Przybylko to take over. It would throw a little bit of chaos into this season, which could be good. It could be bad. I mean, it could be fun to, get a little chaos in there. We would free up a designated player spot. There's all kinds of stuff that could happen if Adi left. Now, Adi likes it here. He's an important squad member. He's a key player. Our relationship, coach and player, is very close. His short-term plans are to win a trophy in MLS, so I don't know that he particularly wants to go. His agent has said his preferred team is AZ from wherever. Eredivisie, whatever that is. defending champion Ajax. So that is what? The like Dutch league or something? I don't know. Anyway, I guess we could look at their... Why are we doing this? I don't know. But we are. Nickname, yeah, Netherlands. Yeah, okay, so... The problem with these offers is they all want me to pay his salary. Like this one. Selling team contribution $423,000, which is the best of the three. You know, so this is valued at $1.7 million. They want us to pay $400,000 of the salary. Braga, they want us to pay $859,000, which that's no way that's happening. I think we can reject that one out of hand. And then the third one from Young Boys. Can we look at that? Yeah, there we go. They want $488,000, which isn't as bad, and that's potential value of $2 million. But honestly, what's $2 million? Do we need it? Do we want it? We got 2.2 in the transfer budget. Now we could, go out and replace him with somebody. Look, free agency. We got the free agent window is coming up fairly soon. But I don't know. It's going to come down to either sell him or sign him, I think. Just to let him walk out the door, it would be the easiest for team morale. That's kind of what I had planned on, to be honest. Just kind of let him go, let him walk out off into the sunset. And it seems like when you do that, it causes less of a morale issue than if you trade him. But our morale is still really good. We still have some strong team leaders. It's just one of those things. Do we throw some chaos into the season for fun or not? I don't know. So I'm going to stall these offers and just think about it. Think about it a little bit. See what happens. I mean, we might lose Stefan. Could try maybe to re-sign Stefan. That would be interesting. Contract. Offer new contract. Yeah. So that would increase his minimum fee. First team, $700,000. That's fine. Can we increase his minimum fee to 7.5? Yeah. No, 5.25 is the maximum, but that does, I think 3.8 is way too low. So yeah, we will definitely finalize that deal with Stefan. That seems like a smart idea. And then we'll figure out what to do about Adi later. So this has been a long episode already with, all this Adi stuff happening, and we did our stats and we did our stuff. So we're going to just stick with one game, and we'll come back next game for LAFC and maybe, get some advice from you guys about what to do with Adi. You want us to trade Adi or not? Let me know. So we're going to end it there, and until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.